hello. Welcome back to the Miss Annie B Show. Annie B Show. If you like what you see, make sure you like. If you're really trying to get in my business, Brent, let them know. Because I know you are subscribed. And if you really got something to tell me, pimping, leave a comment down below. Just talk to me nice though. What it is, what it do, y'all. I am back. And I don't know how to act. So, y'all, I have been excited to do this video, not because it's like a happy topic. I am going to put a trigger warning before I get into it, but it's been on my mind to do it for so long, and I just have not had a chance. Life be busy. It's the summertime. I'm outside. Just been busy. So I finally had time to like write my notes, because with like sit down topics, I like to write down notes that I won't forget. Because if you haven't noticed by my videos, I'm a talker. I'll just so I have to have some points to keep me on task sometimes, and just to help somebody out. Like just being in this 30 life. I turned 30 this year. Whoop whoop. And just looking back on some previous experience, just if I would have saw a video or heard some experience. Now, granted, I am a firm believer sometimes people ain't gonna learn until they go through it. But it's like some situations I feel like I had no idea what it was until I was in it. And I had to figure out how to get out of it. So if this video just touched one person to recognize, oh, this sounds like my relationship, I need to go, or this and that, then I did my part. Now, trigger warning. This video, we are going to talk about surviving mentally unstable men. Again, we're talking about surviving mentally unstable men. In this video, we're going to talk about narcissists, sign of narcissists, the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath, gaslighting. We're going to hit those topics. We're going to discuss what is narcissist, what is the psycho, what is the social. And I'm going to give examples because unfortunately I've experienced these things in my life. So this is a trigger warning. If you're not in a good mental, maybe you're going through a breakup, you don't want to hear this. Maybe you're in a middle of a relationship, y'all just got in an argument, you don't want to hear nothing about a relationship right now. That's fine, sweetie. Click my playlist. It's plenty upbeat videos. We got mukbangs, we got vlogs, we got birthdays, we got travel, we got workout. It's a lot of stuff that you click on and just catch me on my next video. I usually post every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? So check my old videos and come back. So that's the trigger warning, okay? So let's get into it. I wanted to talk about this because I feel like the last few years, probably 3-4 years, that term narcissist has been out. I haven't heard it until like I literally experienced. Like I feel like I went through my narcissist experience, and then like 6 months later, that was all over the internet. Like people were like, I was a narcissist. Whoever made that word popular, here it is. Was it the Red Talk table? They made something popular. No, I think it was another word. So we're gonna go through a narcissist. So a narcissist is a person that literally the world revolves around them. They are the Superman or Superwoman. They do no wrong. Like every scenario, like it's just about them. And it's more into it than that. It could be a signs of being a psychopath. What is a psychopath? A psychopath is someone who lacks empathy, remorse, aggressive behavior, constant lying, anger issues. They have no emotional attachment. So they do all these things and they literally feel nothing. Like, you ever heard a man or a woman be like, yeah, they were crying or this and that, but I just couldn't feel nothing. Like, they are like, you know how Michael Myers, like, he has no feelings, no emotional. That's psychopath. So that's psychopath. A sociopath is literally those things on a lesser degree, like they care. So that kid is acting up in school, they keep getting in trouble, They care, they say sorry, but they keep doing it. Like unless they get help, they're gonna keep doing it and doing it. So, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm still gonna do it again the next day. But a narcissist is signs of a psychopath. Remember, psychopath, no emotion. Sociopath, they have emotions. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they're still gonna do it. Psychopath, they don't care. It's only they'll do anything necessary to get what they want. Let's get into some more signs of a narc, shall we? Um, they're self-centered, like we just stated. Everything is me, 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 me. They'll literally set the whole world on fire if it means getting their way. Like everything is me, me, me. They have a sense of entitlement. A narcissist is never wrong. You're never going to hear a narcissist say how was wrong. You might hear, I'm sorry you feel that way, but what about my feelings? But you're never going to hear, I'm sorry I was wrong, because in their world, they're God. It's no way they can be wrong. Lack empathy. You can literally list the worst traumatic thing you've ever been through in your life, and they're just like, well, you'll be all right. I mean, I experienced this. Oh, you lost your dog? Oh, I lost my stuffed animal when I was 4, so you'll be okay. They cannot comprehend empathy. Everything is it's an inconvenience to them. Your story is an inconvenience, because how does your suffering fit into their story of everything's about me, me, me? Manipulation. And when we get into manipulation, I want to bring up gaslighting. So they will manipulate a whole story to make themselves a hero, and they will gaslight their victims, aka their partners, to make themselves a hero. Now, what is gaslighting? I know y'all heard that term a lot, right? But what is it? Gaslighting is literally when someone tries to convince another person that their reality is untrue. So when somebody is literally testing your own sanity. So for example, let's say you and me were talking, and every day you said the sky is blue, and I said no, it's purple. Like you're crazy. Like it's purple. Like it's purple. It's purple. It's purple. It's purple. The first time you're gonna be like, no, it's blue. But let's say after 3 months, you're literally gonna be, is it? Maybe that's a different shade. You're gonna start questioning stuff. You're going to start questioning. I know that sounds crazy, because right now we can always say no, the sky is purple. But imagine being the only, in y'all universe. So when you're dating somebody, y'all are in each other universe. Somebody keeps telling you it's purple. You're gonna start questioning stuff. You're gonna start questioning stuff. Okay? So I'm glad we got the definitions out of the way. And now I want to give some experience. I've dealt with narcissists, I've dealt with a sociopath, and a psychopath. Glory to God, I'm here. So we're gonna go in the order that I met these men. I dealt with a narcissist first, then I dealt with a sociopath and a psychopath. See why I ain't dated in a year and 3 months? Okay, so let's go with the narcissist. On paper, he looked great. Great job, great education, his own everything. On paper, he was great. And that's the thing about narcissists. They're going to look perfect on paper. But if you get to know them, you get to know that mask. They are nothing of that. And I remember the first time we went on dates, because, he was a gentleman in that order. The vibes just was not there. And I was saying to myself, ladies, please always trust your gut instinct. That would literally save your life. Like, knowing that now, if I would have met him now, he would have immediately, I would just left it alone. But back then, I was just like, oh, but he seems nice. But something about his vibe, like, it just seemed very, like, shallow. Like, we never got deep. So we went on a few dates, and then I just fell back. I was in grad school, working grad school, and I just didn't feel the connection. Like, something was just off. So later, we talked for a while. I think my first year of grad school, and then my second year of grad school, I reconnected with him, because, ladies, let's be real. We be in our single era, and we be like, should I give that other person a loan? I call it the lonely dance, when you're like, do I want to get to know somebody new, or give so and so a chance? So he popped up in my brain, and we talked. We started hanging out, but that's when the narcissism started coming out. The first sign, I was gaslit a lot when he stopped showing up. He'll stop showing up. And I'm not talking about ghosting me. Like, he will make whole lies. Like, he would, like, take screenshots. And if you study him, you could tell, like he would literally fake stuff. Like, Oh, disappeared 2-3 days. Oh, a family member was in the hospital. So imagine somebody always constantly ghosting you, but they come back with these sob stories, and you feel like a villain because you're mad. So I was being gaslit when he was making excuses, but now being older, I'm pretty sure he was entertaining another woman because we lived in different states. That was another thing, but it was like neighboring states, like where at the time it took him 40 minutes to get to me. So it was that type of thing. Um, Manipulation. I remember one of the big arguments I got into with him was phone calls. He did not believe in phone calls. Now, y'all, I know that sounds crazy, but no judgment. But as a 30-year-old woman, if a man told me that now, I'm like, oh, you don't ever have to call me. But back then, like, he was like, what's wrong? I text you good morning. I text you good night. I text you out the day. You know my work is very demanding. I work all these long, long hours. When I get home, I just want to shower and play the game. Like, mentally, my job, because he had a job where he talked to people 24/7. I don't want to deal with, talking. I just want to say, what's wrong with that? This, and that. And we would just have back and forth. Like, that man really made me feel like I was asking too much. Because I mean, day one, I'm like, a phone call? You can't give me a phone call? But then after months dealing with somebody, it's like, well, he does text me every day. And when we hang out, he treats me like a lady, this, and that. Like, I literally let that man trick me into that. Now looking back, it's like, he went on the phone because he probably was entertaining somebody else. I remember I would start visiting him. He would pay for my gas. I mean, one time, he would always it was getting to the point where he just would make all these excuses to not see me, all these valid excuses that goes, and then days later come with a sob story, and I'm feeling bad this because he canceled on me or ghost me. And it would be like an all day mind game. Like, he got a thrill off it. Like, it'll start in the morning, we confirming our plans, and literally late at night, oh, I tried all I could do, I just couldn't come. So at one point, he was like, I'm gonna send you guys money if you can come to me. We had this plan, y'all. I was excited, hadn't seen him in a while, probably a month. And I get there and the vibes are just off. I remember that was like the last time on my end I went to see him because I was like, I'm done. Like, Lily, you pretty much was hyped for me to get there. And then when I get there, like, I feel like that man was annoying me. Like the gentleman stuff stopped. He didn't meet me downstairs. Like, I had to go upstairs. Like, I just felt very unwanted. And we had a huge blowout. And again, he came back as a victim. Like, I was going through some things, this and that. But I was just really over it. Now, fun fact, I did reconnect with him like years later. It was like after one of my breakups, but it was really just a one-time thing because what a narc gonna do, they're gonna show up their first few times like their best behavior. That's what he did. Like, he was like, I haven't heard from you in years. How you been? Like, I miss you. Where you at? I'm gonna come see you. And at this point, I was like 3-4 hours away from him. And he was like, I don't care. Let me come see you. So hung out. He took me out. We had a great time. I know what he put me through in the past, so I wasn't trying to make him my man. And then it was just like, okay, I'm single. I want to date. Okay. And then that behavior started. We had planned the date. Literally 1 o'clock, I remember getting dressed, waiting for him. Literally 9 or 10 o'clock, he's still gaslighting me, taking fake directions from the internet, saying, oh, I got stuck in traffic, this is that. And I said, you will never ever play with my time ever again. He got blocked. He's been blocked since. So it's probably like, I think that happened like 2023. So 2 years now. So that was my experience with a knock. As you see, that can really make a person go crazy. And I just thank God my experience was off and on a few years as ladies and men, because women can be narcissists too, that's dealt with narcissists for 10, 20 years. And they will really mess with your mind. Like, you will really double question everything. So that was my experience with the narc. If your man, your woman has any signs of that, run, run, run. You look at me. I'm being so serious, y'all. I know I play a lot, but for real, run. They're the psychopaths. Run, run. The next one we're gonna talk about is the social path. The difference, once again, between a sociopath and a psychopath. A sociopath, they have feelings. They know what they're doing wrong. They feel bad doing it, but they're still gonna do it. A psychopath, no emotions. They do not care. It's giving Michael Myers. You better run for your life. A sociopath was basically, if you watch my dating vlog, click that playlist if you're trying to be in my business. That was my soul tie. So a lot of social paths will start with love bombing. If you don't know what love bombing is, a person will make a lot of grand gestures very early in a relationship, very strong, very heavily, to basically make you fall faster. Because again, the social path, they're keeping up a mask too. Before you see their angry side and their issue, they want to show you the best thing. And when I got with that ex, that's what he did. Like, we would talk all day, talk all morning. The man was sending me money. Y'all, I promise y'all I'm not a gold digger, but the man was sending me money before we even met. He was very like, we acted like a married couple. Like, he was around my family and friends a lot. I was never that type to bring a man around my family and friends. Like, that was big to me. Him being around my family and friends, like, there's basically like, oh, we family, we locked in. I was around his family. You get what I'm saying? Like, we did like many trips together. We did finance together. We even looked. I don't know if I told some of my friends this. So if y'all watching this, this is news. We looked at apartments together. Like, it was serious. Thank God that didn't happen. And everything was going great. Like, I was just like, yo, this is the one. Like, he was literally, chemistry was there on both ends. Like, I felt completely like I could be myself. Like, I didn't have to be like, on edge. Like, everything was perfect. And then I remember a few months in a relationship, because we really got together after our first date. I know, y'all, I know. Few months we had an argument, and y'all, to this day I still don't know what the argument about, but he just got very cold. And his aggression, that man had anger issues. I think it come from like childhood anger. I don't know, but he had anger issues. So like, and that just started. So that first argument, literally every argument was worse. Like, when I say he disrespected me, called me out my name, screamed. Now this was a 6'2" football built man that had proven he could lift me up. I remember one argument, he literally threw a pot at a wall. I really feel like if I would stay with that man, it would have turned it to DV. I'm just being real, because each argument got so intense. And I remember just being with him. When we were good, he would make me feel like the most beautiful thing in the world. And when we were bad, he just made me feel like trash. When we were good, I was like, basically got wifey treatment. But when we were not good, he didn't care what happened. And that was concerning to me, because it's like, how do you care about me so much, but when we have an argument, oh, I'm not taking you on a date, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not doing that. Like, you get mad at your family all the time, you still show up. So again, like, we'll have a cycle. He would disrespect me heavily, then come back crying. So you see this social path, they know what they're doing wrong. He was very, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I treat you like this, I'm going to get help. And then the cycle, get back with him. He'll have that nice face for a few weeks, and then it was back. So I left that. Finally, 2022, no contact since. So that was rough. That was rough. So that was my social path. And then my last was a psychopath, which was my ex, my recent ex from 2024, that we call the vet. A psychopath. Lily, what is a social path? They do all this bad behavior, they know it's wrong, they still do it, right? Well, a psychopath, they do the behavior and they feel nothing about it. Like, their whole persona is fake. That's the people that need to be in jail or need to be in the mental institutions, because they can hurt somebody. I'm gonna put it like that. So my last ex was a vet, and he was 6'2", heavy set football player. Like, he could lift me with no problem. Like, very strong, country built man. And as y'all see, I'm not no stick. So yeah. So dealing with him. Have you ever argued with somebody like every day? And I'm not talking about like a petty argument. I'm talking about like a full fledged. You're screaming at the top of your lungs. You're crying so much you get a headache. That was my life with him, y'all. He just came with so much drama, and I'm like, was I just lonely? Like, was I just like, because like when we first hung out, and again, your intuition, someone was just telling me like, when I date somebody, I like sparks. I'm not gonna lie, like, I think chemistry is huge. So when I first met him, I was like, oh, okay. We had already had our first argument, y'all, before we met because we were supposed to meet and he didn't show. So I felt like when we did meet, he just knew he was on his final leg. So it was just very like rushed and stuff like that. And he was laying it heavy on, like, you're beautiful, this, and that. But I feel like once he knew that I liked him, all the truth came out. So like he presented himself one way, like, oh, I'm put together, and then later like everything came out about, I'm not gonna tell people business, but he had some mental issues, wasn't taking his medication. Run. Hey, you're dating somebody who has a mental issue and they say they don't want to take their medication, and you see their violent outbursts or you see they're not getting better, run. They don't care about their lives. So what you think they're gonna do to you? I'm being so serious. Run, run. So we get in arguments every day because he would just lie about everything. He had low self-esteem, so a lot of times he would be bringing up his exes, trying to make me jealous. One time we were out and we ran into one of his exes, and I'm like, whoa, like definitely gave red pill men energy. If he's a red pill, if you watch Red Pill, he's probably a psychopath. Run, because he was heavy in red pill, and like he would have these standards, but when he brought up his exes, I'm like, them women don't even meet your standards. Like, men, y'all are easy. Like, you talking all this stuff, but you showing me your ex. You want me to have this high pedestal, which you're not going to deal with, but your exes show a whole different thing. But anyway, we'll argue every single day. I'm trying not to cry when I put this out here. It didn't get physical as he like slapped me or anything, but it got physical as he's held me down before when we were arguing. And I'm like, I can't breathe, get up. He was one. Oh, that's another sign. Ladies, if a grown man wants to wrestle with you, that's a sign he likes to put his hands on you. I don't play that wrestling stuff here. He would do that all the time. And I would tell him, we would get in arguments all the time. I'm not comfortable. So, one way he showed me he was a psychopath, when we did get in these arguments, I would just break down crying bad. He just act like he didn't care. I would literally sob, y'all. I'm talking about shaking, sob. He'll just be on the phone like, you done? You done with your performance? I can tell he was lying. Like, ooh, in one of our arguments, I was like, I'm gonna call the police on your ass. This man, I promise y'all I'm not making this up, told me I'm gonna get out and then I'm gonna come find you. So what's the point of calling the police? Y'all, if a man ever tell you that, it's not a fun, it's not a game. Leave that man alone. And that was my toxic era. So I was like, whatever. Until like on my side, I was broken up done because I was like, he was making me literally sick, y'all. Like when I say I was Asian bad, because he just stressed me out so bad. Every day was a lie. Every day was an argument. I was finding texts in his phone. That was an argument. He was so jealous of me. We got in an argument because I hung out with my friends. He was like, you don't answer the phone, we over. Okay, blocked. He found me on he used a WhatsApp app to text me. You doing all this because you're other people. Like we were hanging out one day, because one day he stayed like a month straight at my house. We were like trying to see how it would be like living together, right? Thank God it didn't happen. And I see a girl come up on his phone. He was one of them people, don't touch my phone, don't touch my phone. So that was a whole argument, like, you're accusing me, and that's what you're doing. So one day I was finally done because what I'm doing this relationship for. I'm doing everything by myself, and you're stressing me out. Bye. Like, he was going through some stuff. I held it down. When it was just a mess. I look back like, girl, Lily got in an argument about dates, y'all. It was just a mess. But I was finally done, and unannounced, he showed up at my place, and it took me like 2 hours to get him out. That ain't fun, y'all. It's not fun. I moved from that area not because of him, but shout out to God. God, time I was breaking up with him when I was moving. He has no idea where I'm at now. Glory to God. But it was just like looking back on this, like, wow, I survived some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna wrap up this video because I know it's long, but I just wanted to put that information out there, y'all. Like, if your partner is showing any signs in them stories I just said, them definitions I just read, if you're like, that sound like even a friend, family member, cut them off. It's not worth your life, okay? And on that note, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Bye.